Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Smells Like. I'm Josh. So good to see you. This is something new that I want to try. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I like to do weekly fragrances of the week where I just go through and tell you what I wore that week, how it went, new fragrances I got, whatever fragrances that I'm into. Just kind of a fun way for me to talk about whatever I'm into fragrance-wise each week. And if you're familiar with my fragrances of the week, you know that I do samples on Sundays. And today I thought it might be cool, maybe not every Sunday, but anytime I'm wearing something that I feel like is noteworthy or that I just kind of feel like talking about, maybe doing a separate video talking about what I sampled this week. And so I'm gonna just kind of call this series Sunday Sampling, or Sampling Sundays, how about that? So for this first Sampling Sunday, I am wearing a fragrance that got a lot of buzz. This is from Tom Ford. This had a little bit of scandal attached to it, and by that you probably know what I'm talking about, although I guess there are probably two fragrances that could come to mind. This is the earlier one. This is Tom Ford Fucking Fabulous. This came out sometime last year. I've got like a little 10 mil one that I've been working on, and this 5 mil. I got this 5 mil when it very first came out, along with I think a little 2 mil that I tried it, and then I just left this sitting because I just thought it would be nice to have, and then I came in to a really good price on this 10 mil decant, and so I've been wearing it a little bit. Anyway, talk a little bit about this fragrance. Notes though for Fucking Fabulous are clary sage oil, bitter almond oil, leather, orris root, tonka bean, and cashmerean. So I've been wearing this today. Let's do a little spray just to refresh my memory of the opening. So I've got the dry down over here and the opening. This really opens with a loud opening. It has this almost bitter type of opening, and I don't know, they list bitter almond oil as one of the notes. I don't know if that bitterness is coming from that almond. To me, I think that it's that clary sage. Clary sage can be a little, it's herbal, and I think it can almost be a little bit astringent, almost like a lavender type of smell. However, that really calms down quickly. Like I sprayed that just a few moments ago, and that already has calmed down. It really turns quickly from that sharp, astringent feel to a really like a creamy sweetness. So I don't know if that almond is giving it kind of a creaminess, kind of a smooth creaminess, and then some sweetness maybe from the tonka bean. There's also a little bit of a powdery nuance that I'm getting from the orris root, which is, part of the iris flower. And so like iris can kind of have a little bit of like a powderiness. It can also be kind of buttery, and I feel like there is kind of a buttery nuance. So maybe that orris root combined with the almond, combined with the tonka bean. There may also be like some vanilla in this. Definitely adds to kind of a creamy sweetness. With some depth to it, and definitely kind of like a darkness, kind of a mysterious depth and darkness. It doesn't have like that bubblegummy tonka bean smell that a lot of tonka bean fragrances can seem to have. It isn't as almondy as fragrances like L'Homme Ideal from Guerlain, although it does have a little bit of that. It reminds me just a little bit of the Eau de Toilette of L'Homme Ideal. Maybe the Eau de Parfum too, in the way that it has this leather, tonka, a little bit of a powdery nuance. It also reminds me a little bit of Midnight in Paris, just because of that, the tonka bean and leather vibe going on, again with just something a little bit powdery and sweet. Although I don't really like Midnight in Paris at all. I got a bottle and sold it. I really didn't enjoy wearing that fragrance, and I like this a lot more than Midnight in Paris. I think there's a sweetness to this, and there's a little bit more of a a coolness, just kind of just like a sharp, hard to explain, like a mysterious kind of cool vibe to it. This really, to me, smells like a Tom Ford fragrance. If you're familiar with the private blends, kind of the Tom Ford style, this reminds me actually of a girl that I dated. Every time I see like the Tom Ford ads, you know, and just Tom Ford in general, just his whole vibe, I think of this girl, 'cause she very much was like that. She was into the trendy stuff. She was into Tom Ford stuff. You know, she was the kind of girl who liked to wear things like black orchid, and she did, you know, she was into the fashion, she was someone who's like really into the fashion world. She did some modeling, that kind of thing. Anytime I smell fragrances like this, it kind of remind me of that whole scene, that whole vibe. I think of her. This absolutely makes me think of that. I don't know if it's just because it was released as part of a runway show that they were doing. This has kind of a, you know, a leathery, dark, mysterious, sexy vibe to it. There's also something a little bit animalic. I don't know if that's coming from the leather. It may be, or if there's something like castoreum or something like that, like just a little bit of something animalic in there. It definitely has a sexy vibe. Like I said, I think I would enjoy smelling this on a lady a little bit more than I enjoy smelling on myself. I don't mind it. I do like it. It's not something that I just love or something that I just feel like I have to get a bottle. I don't know, it's a good fragrance. It comes out loud to me, and then goes a little bit softer, and it just dries down to a tonka and leather. It's got a nice smooth, like a black leather kind of smell, a little bit of that tonka bean sweetness, that vanillic kind of tonka bean vibe. A little bit of something bitter from the almond, and then, like I said, a little bit something animalic, like just a little something sexy to it. Let me know if you like this type of video. Maybe I'll keep on doing it. Be sure to comment. Let me know what you think of Fucking Fabulous from Tom Ford. And if you'd like to do this again sometime, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. See you right here at the Smells Like Fragrance channel for another video. Hey, thanks for watching.